Ancestral wisdom. We're at a moment in time where we're repeating a lot of experiences or patterns which have happened to our ancestors, and they're maybe happened in our childhood too. So for me, it's really important to honor and acknowledge what my ancestors' experiences have been and to make sure I'm not caught up in the same patterns, for example, with the war, with colonialism. If they're within me, then I'm going to have that hologram of information within my life system. And I can have the cleanest heart, the cleanest intention, but I'm going to bring that imprint into everything I'm doing. So for me, it's important to honor what's behind us, what's in our roots, and to really assess what is in our roots and what is in our history, and to make sure that these energetic fields, for example, of war, colonialism, extraction, abuse, is not tying us into a field and recreating these patterns again before I start creating new paradigm shifts. So for me, it's very, very important to work through, for example, colonialism, war, starvation, whatever's in the system. So in this webinar, these four webinars, I'm going to work very, very deeply with the ancestral ties where we're tied to old past experiences which are playing out in a reflection of our daily lives and we're recreating them. So the work I've been doing over the years has been evolving. And when I worked well, in the last 4 years, I've been working with in Kakamega Forest, I've been working with some elders who experienced colonialism, half the tribe during the period in Kenya when colonialism came in, for example. Half them went to the forest and were protected by the forest, and half them experienced actual colonial impact within their system. And then when colonialism stopped, they came out of the forest and they start cleaning their own because they realized and acknowledged that if they don't clear it from their own, they'll repeat these patterns. And then also the impact of our own against our own. So our cross-tribal disputes. Now that goes for all of us. It's our own against our own. Then where is the impact from a foreign nation, for example? So if these impacts are not, or these ties are not worked with and resolved, we're going to create the same old again. So for me, I'm going to be working with, and I've been supportive with the tribe basically how to, with the mother tree as well, with their ancient knowledge and their wisdom, which is going back 3,500 years, 3,000 years of ancient wisdom, which has been used to clear and to transform the epigenetic information. And in these four webinars, I'm going to be working with the information the elders shared with me and the mother tree to resolve what is in our ancestral line around, as an example, war, colonialism, extraction, exploitation, any type of abuse within the system. So we can really bring restoration to who we are and also restore the gifts of the midwives. We all have midwife gifts within us in our lineage, and maybe because they were burned to stake as witches or whatever they went through, or they were shamed to connect to God, to connect to the herbs, for example, they may have shut down their gifts and then connected to a distorted field. So often when ancestors are disconnected from the virtues of their ancestors, the qualities of their ancestors, what then comes in is lower based thought forms, experiences, alcohol abuse comes into the system, violence comes into the system. So now there's a distortion in the system. So not only have they lost the virtues of their ancestors, the qualities of their roots, but they've also taken distortion in because their virtues were distracted. So are disconnected. So what I want to do is I want to work with exactly that to see where in your lineage where there's any ties with these distorted fields and to bring restoration into your lineage again. So restoration in, so you're connected and reconnected to the midwives, reconnected to the qualities and the gifts of your ancestors as far back as we need to go. So We are all connected to ancestors going back thousands of years. Let's open up the qualities and bring restoration into that inherent abilities which is in all of us and remember who we truly are. And from that point, we can create new paradigm shifts. And then we have the support system of the qualities and the gifts of the ancestors with us in daily life. So that is what we'll be working with in this webinar, these 4 webinars. I invite you to be part of it if you feel drawn to it. It's a space of very ancient wisdom I'll be opening out, and it's a space of honor and dignity and respect. These are gifts that have been shared with me. It's not me, it's with me through, very ancient wisdom lineage. And they share these very humble gifts with me. And I'm sharing them, opening the space for people to do the same. But it's with dignity, with honors, with self-respect. This is a very respectful container, very honorable container, a safe container, but it's to go in without extraction, with the intention of really going deep within your system to support your system. I invite you to be part of it if you feel drawn from your core to be part of this webinar. Thank you. And yeah, I look forward to holding space for you. You can't make it live, then you can watch it then later. It'll be in the Academy, like all the webinars in the Academy. They're there for you to drop into whenever you feel drawn to them. And just a reminder, maybe you've bought webinars from last year. It doesn't mean that they're old. They're always working and will match you where you're at. And maybe you needed to clear something, and then when you watch it again, something deeper will drop into your system. They're all different levels of consciousness and are all on different stages of the journey. We're walking ourselves home. Thank you.